Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in a city under siege from invisible crises? Welcome to Seattle, a city renowned for its lush greenery, cutting-edge technology, and vibrant culture. Yet beneath this glossy veneer, Seattle grapples with a series of crises that have steadily escalated over the years. Firstly, we have the fentanyl crisis. This potent synthetic opioid has seeped into the streets of Seattle, ensnaring countless lives in its lethal grip. The city has seen a staggering increase in fentanyl-related deaths, with every passing year painting a grimmer picture. Next, there's the migrant crisis. Seattle, like many cities across the nation, has become a beacon for migrants. Yet this influx of people has strained the city's resources and stirred up discontent among residents, leading to an atmosphere of tension and division. Then we come to homelessness, an issue that has burgeoned into a full-blown crisis. Encampments dot the cityscape, a stark reminder of the growing number of individuals unable to secure stable housing. The city's struggle to balance compassion with public safety has been a contentious issue, further fueled by legal battles and public outcry. Amidst these crises, Seattle is also wrestling with a mounting debt crisis. The city's expenses are skyrocketing, and the burden is being shouldered by taxpayers who are already stretched thin. Lastly, the political division. Differences in opinions and values have always existed, but the current climate has amplified these divisions, resulting in a fractured city where consensus seems elusive. These crises are not just statistics or headlines, they are lived realities for many Seattle residents. Behind each crisis are real people with real stories, stories of struggle, resilience, and hope. Behind these crises, there are real people with real stories. Let's delve into their lives. Imagine waking up every morning fearing that today might be the day you lose your life to a drug you can't escape. Picture the city of Seattle, a place known for its vibrant culture and beautiful landscapes, now grappling with a crippling fentanyl crisis. It's a crisis that doesn't discriminate, reaching into every corner of the city, touching lives from all walks of life. Let's take a moment to hear the stories of the people living this reality. Stories of addiction, of loss, of a constant struggle for recovery. Stories that reflect the human face of this epidemic. We hear of a promising young student, a bright future ahead, now lost in the haze of addiction. We hear of a loving mother, her life cut short, leaving behind a family in shambles. These are stories that echo in the streets of Seattle, a chilling reminder of the hold fentanyl has over the city. Over the past few years, the number of fentanyl-related deaths has skyrocketed. Each one a life cut short, each one a family torn apart, each one a community left to pick up the pieces. But the impact of this crisis extends beyond the individuals directly affected by it. It seeps into the fabric of our society, affecting our schools, our workplaces, our neighborhoods. It's a crisis that threatens to shatter the very soul of our city. In the face of this crisis, the people of Seattle are not standing idle. They're fighting back, reaching out to those affected, providing help, offering hope. It's a battle fought on many fronts, in our homes, in our communities, in our hospitals and rehab centers. It's a battle that demands our collective effort, our collective will. The struggle against fentanyl is not just about combating a drug. It's about reclaiming lives from the grip of addiction. It's about restoring hope to those who have lost their way. It's about building a future where every life is valued, where every individual has the chance to thrive. The fentanyl crisis is not just about numbers, it's about the lives that are being destroyed every day. Have you ever had to wonder where you're going to sleep tonight? Let's take a moment to reflect on the reality for some of our fellow citizens in Seattle. In recent years, Seattle has seen an alarming rise in homelessness, a crisis that is not just numbers on a page, but real people with real stories. Imagine being a single parent, working multiple jobs, yet still unable to afford the skyrocketing cost of housing. Or a veteran, coming home from service only to find themselves without a place to call home. These stories are all too common in our city, and they paint a picture of a crisis that is touching every corner of our community. Now, let's take a step back and look at the broader picture. The root causes of this crisis are multifaceted and complex. A significant factor is the high cost of housing in Seattle. With the city's booming tech industry and limited housing supply, prices have skyrocketed, pushing many out of their homes and onto the streets. But the problem doesn't stop there. For many, affordable alternatives are simply not available. The waiting lists for subsidized housing are long, and the number of people in need far outpaces the available resources. This lack of affordable options leaves many with nowhere to turn, further exacerbating the homelessness crisis. And let's not forget the other contributing factors. Mental health issues and drug addiction often go hand in hand with homelessness. Without access to proper treatment and support, these individuals are left to battle their demons alone on the streets. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of this issue, but it's crucial to remember that each statistic represents a human being, a member of our community. By sharing these stories, we hope to shed light on the reality of homelessness in Seattle and inspire action to address this crisis. Homelessness is not a choice, it's a crisis that we must address together. As we move forward, let's remember that homelessness is a community issue that requires a community solution, and as a community, we have the power to make a difference. Imagine leaving everything you know behind, only to face hostility in your new home. Every day, people from all walks of life arrive in Seattle, seeking new opportunities and a fresh start. These migrants, drawn by the allure of a prosperous city, often find themselves grappling with unexpected challenges. Their journey, marked by hope and hardship, is a testament to human resilience. Seattle, like many cities, is a melting pot of cultures and experiences. However, the influx of new residents has sparked intense debates, with some seeing it as an enriching factor for the city, while others view it with suspicion and fear. This has created a complex dynamic that can sometimes lead to discrimination and hostility towards migrants. One of the most significant challenges migrants face is finding acceptance within their new community. The local residents, fearing their jobs and security might be threatened, can sometimes react with hostility. This hostility not only affects the migrants but also impacts the community dynamics, leading to a divided city. The migrant crisis isn't just about the people who come to Seattle, it's also about the city itself, how it adapts and grows, how it handles change. The crisis has put a spotlight on the city's ability to balance its growth with the needs of its residents, both new and old. It's important to remember that behind the term migrant are individuals, people with dreams, hopes, and fears just like anyone else. They are not just statistics or a faceless crowd. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters, all in search of a better life. This crisis is not just a challenge, but also an opportunity for Seattle to show its capacity for compassion, for understanding, and for unity and diversity. It's a chance to prove that the city can grow without leaving anyone behind, that it can be a home for everyone, regardless of where they come from. Migration is not a threat. It's a testament to the resilience of people in search of a better life. What would you do if your debts kept growing but your income didn't? Imagine, if you will, a single mother in Seattle working 2 jobs but still falling behind on her bills. Or a college graduate saddled with student loan debt, unable to find a job that pays enough to make ends meet. These are not isolated cases, but a growing trend. Stagnant wages are a significant part of the problem. Despite the booming tech industry, many Seattle residents are not seeing an increase in their paychecks. Meanwhile, the cost of living continues to rise, with housing costs at the forefront. Adding to the financial strain, many are dealing with unexpected expenses, from healthcare costs to car repairs, which can quickly lead to a spiral of debt. And let's not forget the emotional toll. The stress of living paycheck to paycheck, the fear of not being able to provide for your family, the anxiety of not knowing how you're going to pay your next bill. Debt is not just a financial issue, it's a crisis that affects people's mental and physical health. Have you ever felt like your voice doesn't matter in the face of political division? A question that resonates with many in Seattle. In the heart of this vibrant city, there's a palpable sense of division, a chasm that's widened over time. It's a division that's been fueled by ongoing crises, from fentanyl and homelessness to debt and migration. Take, for instance, the stories of residents who feel marginalized, unheard. They're the ones who bear the brunt of this political divide. It's not just about differing opinions on policies or societal issues, it's deeper than that. It's about feeling disconnected from your community, feeling like your concerns are dismissed, your experiences overlooked. But here's the thing, this division, this feeling of disconnect, it's not the end of the story. It's a chapter, a challenging one, but not the final one. Because division isn't a dead end, it's a crossroad, a point from which we can choose understanding over discord, dialogue over division. Political division is not inevitable, it's a crisis that we can overcome through dialogue and understanding.